Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Domas's channel, the one-man podcast, as Nicholas said. I'm using my AA time to record this video for you because I just came back from the capital, a little trip I went on to see some friends and see a friend's exhibition. So I was really happy that I went there and just to kind of be there for my friends. But I got a lot out of it as well. Like, I got a lot of inspiration to keep going, not even regarding his exhibition, but he was like, really pushing me to sort of look into applying for funding for to make my art, make my exhibitions, and kind of like, okay, I'm gonna, you gotta do this, it's not like you have to do this, but there's other ways to make money, not just by going to work and that's it. You can actually make money while making art if you know how to apply for certain institutions, and which for me is a difficult thing to do. It's like my weak spot, like I feel like I'm not smart enough for that. Like I feel like there's fear in that, I feel like there's, I don't know, like I'm not gonna succeed, or I'm not like good enough for that. But that's like something I haven't looked into, and I thought this is something interesting to sort of dive into, like what's the fear about? What's the, uneasiness about? Like, I can apply and see whether it will work or not, but if I don't try, then I'm definitely not going to succeed because I haven't tried. So maybe it'll be a time to put some art making aside, because there's plenty of art that's made, and look into applications and applying. And also on the way back from the capital, I was like listening to Dr. Sebi. I don't know if you know about him, but he was like from what I've heard, he was like practicing a lot of alkaline foods in order to cure. Apparently he had, because he's passed on now, but he had look at that, how beautiful is that? Worth all shutting up. It's like some scene from seriously, it's like some scene from a miracle movie. Oh, it's crazy how it's being reflected. And on such a topic too, he was saying that he had a lot of diseases himself, and he cured them by fasting. One Mexican guy told him that he needs to fast for 90 days, and he fasted and cleared out all of his diseases, all of his lungs. His diabetes was gone, his impotency was gone, his asthma was gone, and but he did it for 90 days. That's what he said, So that defies all, everything that we're told that we have to, if he was telling the truth, which I think he was. I don't know, I'm naive, I'm quite gullible, but I think people wouldn't lie about that. So I don't know, I don't feel like I'm full of diseases, but I feel like I have some fear, some unexplainable fears that could be really, I think, cured by like doing fasting. So I think I might try that out. Try it out. I tried it before and it's really powerful. It's really like you go through a lot of emotions and you go through a lot of cleansing, and it's not easy, but it always has like its benefits, but it usually comes with time. And I don't know, like I do feel a lot of the time that I'm eating from fear, from just that conditioning that is like you gotta eat, otherwise you're gonna die, you know. And we're like taught a lot of stupid shit, you know. We got a lot of, you know, food in our bellies and that hasn't been digested for a long time, and I think that's what causes diseases, you know. But government doesn't want you to know that, because they need to sell food and they need to sell medication, and you know, when you can really heal yourself by taking herbs and just doing some fasting. So I don't know, quite an inspirational couple of days. And I had this moment with a friend of mine that we were sorry, I had to break your spider web. Where we were sitting in a room, in the same room, and she was working on her stuff, on her lists, and I was doing my writing, and it was really nice. It was really like, I don't know, it's been recently, it's been a few times, 2 times where I had this opportunity to just sit in silence with somebody and do my work while they do theirs. So it's been really like, oh, I can actually, like a feeling of I can actually live with someone, you know, like it doesn't have to be always chaotic. It doesn't have to be like talk all the time, you know. It can be quite revolutionary to be quiet for a little bit of the day with someone, you know. As they say, you know, your friend is not someone you can talk with for hours, but someone that you can be silent with for hours, you know. And it's, I don't know, it seems like we're going on a good path. I feel like, you know, views. I feel like we're stepping into some new realm, something that's unexplored. That's where we are heading towards now, where there's no way back. There's no way to do things the way you used to do them. There's just only a way forward. And that way forward is, you know, where you're not doing things the way that you used to do them, basically. There's got to be a new way. And it's not fear-based, you know, and it's not dependent on some apps, some electricity, you know, it's dependent on you and how you perceive this world and how you can heal yourself with you, you know, because it's a lovely world we're living in, but I think we're told that we're not living in a good place, you know. We're told that things are getting worse, but things could be getting better. I think that there's types of beings that feed on your fear, you know. And we have a really rainy summer this summer, and I like rain. And people are like, oh, so much rain, what a summer, what a bummer summer, and it's like, no, it's actually how you perceive it. It's like, if it's bad for you, it's bad for you, but it's probably a lot better for the plants, for the earth, to have water. And I think that's what you make of it. If you want to be bummed out, you will be bummed out. One day it's all going to end. One day you're all going to die. So before that time comes, better make sure that, you appreciate what you have. It felt like yesterday I was having a walk with my friend, and today we went to an exhibition, saw it, and then just sort of spend quiet time together, and it's so unusual because it's always like, you gotta do something. It's like when COVID hit, for a long time we didn't do nothing, and the environment kind of re-established itself and became better and became cleaner, and everybody had to stay inside. And I wasn't having problems with it. I was actually working, so I was an essential worker at the time. But yeah, that's funny. I kept that job because if I didn't keep the job, I probably would have quit. But I remember I was drinking at that time, like every single day. It was crazy. But I kept that job because I was an essential worker as well. So I don't know, somehow I managed. But I think I managed with a lot of alcohol, which I don't think it's a good way to manage. I think there's something that needs to be said about that. If your coping mechanism is alcohol and drugs, then maybe you should look at the way your life is set up and whether you're enjoying the way your life is going, because why are you lying to yourself that you're happy, when you have a bottle of Jack Daniels in your hand and drinking? It's like, for what reason? So I couldn't lie to myself. I couldn't lie. And I can't, and more I can't lie to myself. So I came back here to my hometown to cleanse. I didn't even know that I was going to cleanse, but I think that something is in control. Some higher power, some higher energy is in control, and you think that you can make changes. You think that you can make decisions that will, kind of change your life, but it was all planned to be that way. It was all destined to be that way, and I was supposed to spend 12 years of my life there in London and come back. You were supposed to live your life the way you're living it, so make some sacrifices, I guess, and turn things around. And it's okay to turn things around. It's a good way of being when you have nothing to lose. You're gonna lose everything one day anyway. So, I don't know, like if I was born in a rich family, I had been brought up with money from the very beginning, I probably would be thinking different way, I'd probably be thinking like, oh no, you gotta invest. It's like, yeah, you gotta invest, but you gotta have something to invest. And if you're just living a life where you're kind of surviving, and your mentality is to survive, then you're not going to be risking investing, listening to this Psychology of Money book. It's an audio book on YouTube. You can find it, and it was pretty good book, pretty informative. And even though I felt like I knew all the things that were on it, but it was good to listen to it anyway. So one more look at the view behind. We all have our own ways to deal with the world, with money, with energy, with surroundings, with people around you. And I can't say that you should be doing things according to my way, because my way might not be right for you, and vice versa. So do it your way. You do you. Keep on doing the good work. I'm proud of you. Keep on fighting the good battle. And yeah, remember that there's some higher force that's running things, and that's where meaning comes from, I think. Some higher power. And there's some events in my life that happened that I could really think that I'm blessed, I'm protected, and I think we all are. So keep on doing the good work, and I love you, and peace be upon you and your surroundings. Love you lots. Take care. Peace.